And for the first time in decades, the American Academy of Pediatrics is breaking the federal vaccine recommendations. The group is strongly urging COVID shots for children ages 6 months to 2 years old. It's a deviation from Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s guidance at the CDC that no longer recommends the vaccine for healthy children. In a statement, the AAP says its main goal is to protect children and, quote, pediatricians know how important routine childhood immunizations are.
There are a number of different changes that may come, and it may end up being a little bit splintered. We may need to look to different physician groups to get those recommendations.
The CDC says COVID cases are climbing in 24 states due to, in part, to summer travel and new variants.
Many students are headed back to school this week. It comes as the CDC and Ohio State Health Department report a decrease in vaccination rates for students last school year. Data from the Ohio Department of Health shows a steady decline in kindergartners who meet all vaccine requirements since 2019. In 2019, that number was 89%. This year, it's down to 85%. According to the CDC, Ohio is one of 36 states where vaccine exemptions exceed 5%. We are asking questions about the importance of vaccines. This month is National Immunization Awareness Month, which puts a spotlight on vaccines and the role they can have in public health. I'm joined now live by Michelle Wood, the Chief Clinical Officer at Five Rivers Health Centers in Dayton. Thanks for joining us, Michelle.
Thanks for having me.
All right, first off, let's talk about what is actually required in terms of vaccines as kids head back to school.
In the state of Ohio, children are required to have a series of 10 vaccines. That includes diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, which is whooping cough, measles, mumps, rubella, hepatitis B, and meningitis, and polio. Those vaccines start as early as age 2 months and continue on with boosters through the 12th grade year.
Now, we mentioned just a minute ago, a lot of parents are choosing to get those vaccine exemptions. What's that process like?
So there are two types of exemptions. One is a medical exemption, meaning that there's a medical reason why a child shouldn't be vaccinated. Those are less than 0.2% of children. It's generally speaking, a child has a known allergy to a vaccine or a product in the vaccine, or they are too ill to form antibodies. Other exemption is called a conscious exemption, and that is for people who believe based on religious or political beliefs that they shouldn't immunize. And that is not given by a medical doctor. That is something a parent or guardian attests to.
Now, since COVID, more people have been asking questions about vaccines, and we've seen those vaccination rates falling. What are your concerns about that?
Well, as you said earlier in your programming, there was a recent measles outbreak. In 2000, measles had been declared eradicated in the United States because of the declining numbers of children fully vaccinated against measles, mumps, and rubella. There was a recent outbreak in Texas. We had a number of cases here in Ohio. And 3 years ago in 2022, we had 80 cases of measles in Ohio.
So what factors would you want parents to consider when making the choice to vaccinate or not vaccinate?
I think the biggest thing that we want parents to know is that vaccines are safe. They've been tested. They've been in practice for a number of years, and they're one of the biggest scientific developments in the last 100 years, and they have saved untold number of lives. Millions of vaccines are given worldwide safely every day with very little side effects. And we'd like them to know that children that are unvaccinated can spread disease, not just to other children, but if you have a newborn baby, somebody undergoing chemotherapy, an elderly family member whose their immunity may be waning as they become older, those children can infect any number of people.
All right, Michelle Wood, Chief Clinical Officer at Five Rivers Health Centers in Dayton. Thanks for joining us. A survey by
Thanks
the
for having
Kids
me.
Mental Health Foundation found a